My heart became so totally absorbed in this quest for what they called God consciousness that I dropped out of college and began studying yoga full time. It was giving me a semblance of peace. I was having some supernatural experiences such as astral projection experiences, out-of-body experiences. And so I felt like I was on the right path and wanted to share that with other people. So I went to Tampa, Florida, and started teaching classes at 4 universities there. During that time, the Tampa Tribune newspaper did a big article on me, and I thought it would increase my class attendance. I did not know that it would also alert a local spirit-filled group to start praying for me. And there was this Christian 24-hour prayer chain headed up by a lady named Bertha Madden at House of Hope Prayer Center that began praying for me every hour of every day, that God would open my mind and open my heart up to the reality of Jesus. An old friend of mine wrote me a letter and told me that Jesus was the only way, that he had walked in a church, that he had felt the power of God fall on him, and he heard an audible voice declare that Jesus was the only mediator between God and man. And he was studying under a different guru than I was. I was quite surprised that he had forsaken his pluralistic mindset, which is a worldview that embraces the idea that all religions are different paths to God. So one day, instead of doing my usual yoga discipline, I got up as normal, 3:30 in the morning, and went into a back room of the ashram with only a Bible. And I said, Jesus, today is your day. And if you're the only way to God, and if you really did die on the cross for the sins of humanity, then I believe you will show me today. Anyway, I'm on my way to University of South Florida to teach a yoga class, not knowing that one of the members of the prayer group was about 2 miles away. And God miraculously, amazingly, guided him to the very spot where I was standing there hitchhiking. He told me he never picked up hitchhikers and yet felt that strange compulsion again. So he pulled over to the side of the road, and I opened the door and looked in. And lo and behold, there was a picture of Jesus that he had taped to the ceiling of the van, and I knew this is my answer. So I'm sitting on the edge of my seat waiting for something to be said. And a few moments later, he cleared his throat and said, "Friend, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Well, yes." He said, "Have you ever experienced Jesus coming into your heart?" I said, "No, but when can I?" And I surprised him with my immediate responsiveness. He said, "Well, you can come to our prayer meeting tonight." I said, "I don't want to wait for a prayer meeting. I've been praying all day long. I'm ready for an encounter now." We knelt down in the back of the van, and I stumbled. In a way, I stuttered my way through the prayer because I had to leap over such intellectual hurdles to say it. But I said, "Lord Jesus, I believe that you're real. I believe that you died on the cross for the sins of humanity. And I believe you rose again from the dead. I trust that these things are true. And if you hear me, and if all of these things really are the truth, then come into my heart. I surrender to you. Be Lord of my life." And when I said that, for the first time in my life, I truly experienced God, or what we in yoga called ultimate reality. But it was totally different than what I had envisioned as a student of yoga. They teach that ultimate reality, the Hindus call it Brahman. And I did say it, because in that mindset, in the New Age, ultimate reality is not a person, but a force. It is an impersonal cosmic energy, a level of consciousness. You don't really pray to Brahman because Brahman won't answer. Now, when I accepted Jesus in my heart, though, it was altogether different. It wasn't an impersonal life force within me being awakened. It was a personal God, external, outside of me, who entered into me, and I was regenerated. I received a spiritual rebirth where for the first time in my life, I felt the Spirit of God merging, blending, becoming one with my spirit. It's a totally different approach.